Ha 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 ha. Ah ha ha ha. It's welcome back. Glad you made it. It's another social production. Ha 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 ha. It's gonna be a spooky time. Cause it's that time of year. Gobble gobble. Happy Thanksgiving down south in the United States. Anywhere else in the world if you're celebrating today. Ha 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 ha. Spooky times. That might be a different holiday. I might be, doesn't matter. Glad you made it. Welcome back. It's another social production. What day is today? It is Friday, November the 24th. If it's your first time joining us today, buckle up, buckle down. Where can you find these videos? Every Wednesday and Friday, dropped on Instagram. Follow me there. Subscribe on YouTube for the full-length videos. Check out patreon.com/RobSadra if you'd like to physically support the show and give back. But watch the whole entire journey. And thank you for being a part of mine and allowing me to be a part of your sip to the gang, the familia, the syndicate, the global conglomerate that we are. Spooky. I have a feeling it might be for a different holiday, but it doesn't matter. But it is Thanksgiving nonetheless, all around the world today. The day to remind yourself and others to be thankful for things. And we're gonna go have a little bit of fun today, discussing different things. But again, if you're just joining me today, if it's your first time, what do we talk about? Everything and nothing. We get silly with it. We hit different notes. We go up, down, sideways. We do the loop-de-loops. We come back. We touch base. Tag, you're it. No, you're it. No safe words up in this bitch. We go all out, all day, every day. Let's go. That's the best way to play. No safe words. Best way to play. All right, fine. We can have safe words, but we've not collectively come up with one yet. Because we don't believe in safe words. That's right, baby. Rocking and rolling. Whoever's out there doing whatever they're doing, whether it's here in Canada, anywhere in Toronto, anywhere in Ontario, over there, West Coast, Vancouver, what's up? Down south in the United States, hello. Mexico, Argentina, hola senors and senoritas, and all of South America, over there in Europe, over there in Africa, the Congo, Cote d'Ivoire, Egypt, friggin' South America. We've already covered that. I was gonna say South Africa, but both have South in the middle or the beginning or some, but it's in the South is where South Africa. Hello. Middle East. What's going on, you guys? Asia. Islands. Maybe you're just on the ocean. Maybe you're just floating out there in the middle of the sea. Wherever you are. Maybe you're underwater. Maybe you're in space. Tuning in from space. You fucking space nut. You astrophysicists, you out there grabbing space all yourself. Oh, not enough room for you down here. You're better than us. You're going out into space, man. I get it. Thanks for doing it. We need people like that to go out there and explore. What are we going to talk about, ladies and gentlemen, today? Nothing specific. It's Friday. I'm feeling good. I hope you're feeling good wherever you are. You know, let's talk about solar panels. But before we get into solar panels and find out how we feel about solar panels, because it's on everybody's mind, obviously. One of the hottest topics out there, solar panels. Grabbing that solar energy, converting it into electricity and all sorts of other energy that's titillating and exhilarating and electrifying. Careful not to get electrocuted though. Nonetheless, solar panels, before we get into that, because there's different feelings, there's different thoughts about it. But let's get a sip of this first. Before you go knocking it, you know, wholesale, before you go and just be like, not for me, legend has it the Atlanteans were using stones at one point, according to legend, stories, myth, based on reality? Perhaps. Who knows? But they were utilizing what? Stones to capture sun ray and sunlight, to convert that into some sort of energy, apparently, which was one of the key components of propelling them into new heights of technological advancement that made them get ahead of the game. Create a wonderful world filled with all sorts of exhilarating and exciting new inventions. but it also apparently led to their demise because they used the stone and the beams essentially as some sort of high-tech lasers. Apparently that was their ruin, that and the flooding, but the beams didn't help. But nonetheless, there's some there. Maybe the Atlanteans, maybe they knew something that got lost with the floods and the extra layer. Maybe they went too hard on the laser game. Maybe they cut up a whole bunch of large stones and moved around a whole bunch of other stuff to make pyramids and stuff. Who knows? But then eventually they used the laser for like, they got lazy with it, because that's with technology, you get lazy. If you can laser everything, if I can laser your ass over here instead of having to like put you in a plane or get a car, I need to be somewhere, laser that shit. I need to do a meeting right now over there in Europe, laser it, shit. I need to go to space, laser me into space. You're lasering everything. I want to get laid, laser it. I want hair removal, laser it. I want hair implants, laser it. You see what I mean? You just get, and then everybody's got this, they figured it out, they scaled it, everybody had access to lasers and high tech, so everybody's just out there fucking zip zap, miners using lasers, dude. That's when shit started to explode. And everybody was pointing at laser at everything, and everything got better, faster, stronger, but also, you know how that story goes. Lost civilization, who knows? But they were onto something apparently, who knows? Nonetheless, are we onto something? That's the hot question on everybody's mind. Solar panels, is it worth it? Indonesia just recently spent $108 million investing in solar panels. Sort of like a solar panel island, if you will. Some of them are floating on water as well. Is that the safest thing to do for your electricity, to be on water? I'm just saying, or at least, dabbling in water. Is that safe? Is it productive? Is it aesthetically pleasing to the eye, or is it an eyesore? Do you look at solar panels laid out to gather and collect energy from the sun rays and give it back to us in form of electricity? But you look at a field and it's covered in panels, and you're like, God, what a monstrosity! What a horrible way to cover beautiful grasslands and nature and whatnot. So is it worth it? I don't know. That's a great question you're asking out there. Is it better than, if there were no other options, solar panel then all day, every day? But how did it start? You're asking, how did I invent solar panels, essentially? How did I come up with solar panel technology? Way back in the day, as, it was just a regular day, just a regular everyday, and I'm just like, in my workspace, thinking of new inventions, creating stuff. And I looked up to the sky. I'm like, my goodness, so much energy out there. If only there was a way to harness this. And then, boom, it clicked like a light bulb. But that was prior to light bulbs, so I just instantly forewent the process of coming up with light bulbs and immediately went to solar panels. Boom, put a couple of pieces of work together. Next thing you know, it's solar panel city. Got really crazy, and it got big, and it's making a comeback. It had its heyday, it went away. But now it's coming back, and you were like, man, how did you do it? It's just, how does one do anything, really? You set your mind to it and it'll start happening. That's how I did it. So I wasn't thinking it's going to be the replacement or, ultimate source of energy, or, converting energy into electricity. I didn't think it's going to replace water, wind, fossil fuels, or nuclear. I just thought it'd be a nice little additive, if you will. It would just be a little extra, like, here, you guys can have all this, but also maybe use a solar panel, is what I said to myself. But then, after a while, I made it, but then I'm like, there are better, like, there are better options. I dabbled a little bit in nuclear. Things looked really good, because for a small amount, apparently you can get a ton of energy back. So I just went, I sold the rights to solar panels. It was, big paycheck, NDA sign. I'm not supposed to discuss my involvement in it. Whatevs, dude. We're talking about it. We went there. Yes, we did. And yeah, was it worth it? At the time, the money was good. Not gonna lie to you guys, but I wanted to involve myself more so in the nuclear activity. And again, because it was just, I don't know, something about I like neon colors and, plutonium fucking oh man, radiation, love that shit, live for it, give me more. So I was headed in a different direction at the time. Again, I made my peace with it, but I wanted to know how you guys and gals out there feel. Would you like your fields, whether covered in grass and plants or simply bodies of water, would you like it to be filled up and covered with solar panels so that we can convert sun's energy into some sort of electricity so that you can power your electrical dildo, electrical toothbrush slash dildo, a 2-in-1? Brush your teeth, use a dildo. It's a 2-in-1, it's a twofer. Way better than the 1-fer. Just regular electric brush with no dildo on the end. Like, pff, what is this? 99? I don't think so, son. We're in the futures now. You wash your mouth, you brush your teeth, you dildo. You fake badge it, let it vibrate. Just saying, boys and girls, ladies and gents, it's Friday. I hope you're all doing well. Is it better than, does it beat going out there and electricity? What even is electricity? It's, do I rather go out there and wait for lightning to hit and capture that somehow, put it in some sort of wiring device and just oh man, the work, or who knows, or windmills, ugly, dude, they blow. And apparently windmills are not so bueno either for it's a whole gamut of things to choose from, really. I suggest we use all of it, a little bit of everything. Most of us go nuclei. But yeah, I was just looking at that. I'm like, why would anybody invest $108 million on solar panels and leave them on water for that matter? It's kind of counterintuitive, but I don't know. Things have changed since I came up with the idea, invented my little solar panel game. But, people took it, made little adjustments. Now it's on water and it's brand new thing. I'm like, is it though? Is it? Indonesia? Shout out to Indonesia, dude. Keep doing you, but also let's make more nuclear stuff. I want nuclear power for everyone, in your cars, in your house, your microwave. Think about that. Are you tired of waiting 2-3 minutes to warm up your food? In a matter of milliseconds, food is warmed up. You're consuming it. Sure, after a little while, you might notice changes are occurring in your body, but who cares? Change is the only constant is change. Remember that. There might be some downsides to it. I'm not quite sure. But isn't that the case for almost anything? What am I even talking about? I have no idea, ladies and gentlemen. Let's have a little bit of fun today. Let's talk about all sorts of silly stuff that's also of mid to high level, I don't know, importance to something. Who cares? It doesn't even matter. We're here now. Let's get a sip of this. What else is going on in and around the world that's of value, of importance, that everybody's talking about? I don't know about you guys or you gals out there, but I have recently found my favorite person, creature, human being out there on this planet. And I'm every week, maybe moving forward, we'll have that. Maybe one person that I like to have a sit down with, or one person that I like to maybe find a little jacuzzi and just have a sit down in a jacuzzi with this person. Just wishful thinking, you never know what happens in this world. And every week I could potentially come up with who would I like to get litty with. This week, if this is an ongoing thing to be, a part of it might be a thing, it might be a theme we do, it might not be a theme, it might just be this one time. But if this week you were to ask me is there anybody you want to get litty with? President of Argentina. Congratulations. Buenos Aires. Hello. Extremely happy for you. I don't know much about Argentina, except for the fact that they produce a lot of great soccer players, except for the fact that they are Latin people, which means they're warm-blooded. Aren't we all warm-blooded people? Are there cold-blooded people? Are there some cold-blooded bastards out there? But let's not concentrate on those guys. Let us concentrate on our Latin lovers down south in South America, who are warm-blooded people, who like to dance, do the dirty dances, the sensual dances of Latin America. That's all in the hips, which happen to never lie. That's also steamy. That's also sweaty. That's also moist. That's also slippery. It's also very sensual. That's also very, ooh, what are these vibes? It's Latin dancing vibes. Where are we at? Argentina. The Argentine. Great barbecue. Great steak. So I hear. Men and women who are proud of stuff. Exactly. Typical classic Argentina. But now, congratulations, you got a new prezi. He's litty as fuck. I don't know what he's about. I have no idea. I have no knowledge about Argentinian politics, the way of, I'd love to visit one day. I have no idea what you guys have gone through in the past. Like, no idea. Like, literally nothing. So, but I do see a lit guy. I do see people happy. And at one point, I did see this man wielding a chainsaw. And it just got me excited. How do we get more of that? He was just like, chainsaw. And people were like all around him, happy for him to be chainsawing. I don't know what he's into. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe, I think South America in particular, from watching that video, Argentina is going to revamp or revolutionize the forestry industry, if I'm not mistaken. He's wielding a chainsaw, asking for people to get more hands-on. He said some stuff in Argentinian, which my Argentinian is a little bit rusty. It's been a while. I watched a couple of minutes of videos, different stuff on, and I think he was talking about what, it might not be the exact translation. Loosely what I got from it was he was saying, check out patreon.com/RobSadri and support this show. It's called Glad You Made It, dropped every Wednesday and Friday. You can also follow Rob Sadri on Instagram and subscribe on YouTube for the full-length videos. That's what I got from it, as he was wielding a chainsaw and just also saying Libertad. I believe that's saying Glad You Made It in Argentinian. So that, I'm super like excited. I don't know what's going on, but that's one person that I would like to hang out with. And I like to say this, I'll have whatever he's having. I'll have whatever this guy's having. I don't know what he's had. We are in South America. Could there be a little something there to be had with somebody? I'm not saying anybody's had, or I'm not saying anybody's not had. I'm just saying if you got the good, the pure pur, the pure pur. Jesus, what happened there? The pure pur, the pure pur, the pure pur, the pure pure. If you got that pure pure, if you got the snowflakes without the additives, if you got them boys and the gals working in the industry, stomping on cacao leaves, milking a couple of cacao leaves to get the old white gold out there. I've never dabbled myself, but this guy looks like he's having a ball. I'm not saying he's on it or off it. I just like the whole energy. I like to see more of that. So all in all, super happy for South America. He, this guy, he is, I like the style. I like the, there's certain mannerisms about him that, not that there's any, not simply because they're like, objectively looking at it, you do sometimes wonder, like, man, at one point after World War II, if I'm not mistaken, people did travel from Germany to Argentina, allegedly, and yes, not allegedly for realsies. So apparently there are villages out there in Argentina filled with all sorts of beautiful Germanic people from, Germany, and those folks happen to go there right after World War II, and you do see certain mannerisms, and you just wonder, you're like, man, did somebody get away and have a baby somewhere? I'm not saying this guy, take away who could be the father, it doesn't even matter. I'm just saying there's a lot. He's very energetic. He's very, I'll say this, he was rallying up a good crowd. He's got fucking good crowd work. I'll give him that, energy, charisma, Is he related to anyone? No. I'm just saying, and I'm not saying it's good or bad. I'm just saying because like you know, somebody could be like pure evil and have a baby, and their baby could be like the opposite of that, pure good. But like take all the like, oh, the charisma, the charm, or whatever, but like put it to good use. All I'm saying, when I see somebody wielding a chainsaw and yelling stuff, and I like it, and saying to old ways of doing things, and like coming up with new ways of doing things, and I have no idea what he's about to do, but I'm excited for the change. Things could go either really well, or things could spiral down south even further. I have my hopes, I have my dreams, and I also know nothing about, again, Argentinian politics, but this guy looks happy, he looks excited, he looks, you know, fucking ready to go. And, you know, I see a fella with a chainsaw ready to go, ready to party, gives me a little bit of like, you know, gives me like Wendy O. Williams plasmatic vibes. It was just like, let's fucking rock and roll, baby. Let's chainsaw down the, you know, fiscal divide. Let's cut these inflation, chainsaw, fucking, you know, higher wages, chainsaw, yes. Abortion, chainsaw, I don't know. More social services, chainsaw, yes. And overall, I like to see more of that in general. I think there's been a big push against chainsaws in the past. I think this is a great example as to, you know, because a lot of times you're like, man, I love a good chainsaw, I just don't know where to use it. Do I gotta go to the forest? Do I gotta use it for, you know, cutting down trees? Do I gotta be a carpenter? Do I gotta be a forest ranger? Do I gotta be some sort of like emergency response unit for forestry emergencies and go there and like rescue a baby cub that's, you know, being hassled by a few tourists because they're like, oh, cute baby cub, we're tourists, that gives us the right to go pick him up or pick her up and take a few photos and post it on wherever. And next thing you know, mama bear comes, now you're up in a tree, and yeah, now I gotta go with my chainsaw and like fucking, oh no, bear down, don't eat the family ass first, and just like chainsaw. And it's a whole thing, dude. It becomes, so you're like, where do I apply? But really, this is to show you chainsaws could be used literally anywhere, anytime. Could things go wrong? Could, you know, if you're wielding a left, right, center, all willy-nilly, safety off, could people use a little bit, you know, safety, security, precautionary measures to, you know, protect themselves? Yes, of course. But again, when we're out there getting it, a few extra limbs that happen to get chopped off just because people are excited, whatever, dude. Like, you know, it's a little bit of like, oh, missing arm, squirt, it's blood everywhere. It's exciting, gets the people going, you know, and it's, why hold all that blood inside you? It's better to give. It's, if it happens, if your hand gets chopped off because somebody is wielding a chainsaw, do not be the person who panics and says, oh, glass half full, this full glass of blood is now draining rapidly, I'm starting to lose consciousness. It's not of being a Debbie Downer. Look at the positives. That just gives you an opportunity to start donating blood. Like, anyone blood, anyone? Start offering, be fucking, you know, say more, say yes more is what I'm trying to say. Overall, I don't know what I'm talking about, and that's a guarantee, and you can take that to the bank any day of the week. All I'm saying is I'm happy, and I want to see more of that in every industry, whether you're a CEO, whether you're a president, or you're just starting right at the bottom of the ground. You're below the bottom. You were actually at one point in the basement stacking papers, but look at you now. A couple of floors up, aren't you? There you go. Wield a couple of those chainsaws and let's get the team rattled up and let's go do this, whatever it is that we're doing. I don't know what it is, but it's just nice to see people come and feel united. So I think the moral of that story is incorporate chainsaws into a speech or a presentation that you're about to do. You'll be surprised at the results. Let me get a sip of this bad boy. I did go for a walk recently, and by recently I mean just yesterday. And by yesterday I just mean like less than 24 hours ago. And by less than 24 hours ago, I just mean that it's like fresh. I just mean that we just dropped that walk like it's fucking fresh out the ovens. Like it's my most recent walk. And when I went on that walk, I observed. What did I see? I saw a torso. I saw a 50-year-old male torso, regular torso, but the bottom half is actually what got my attention. It seemed as if this person had the upper body of a 50-year-old male, give or take, average bod. The legs, though, however, they look like they've been ripped off of a 30-year-old female. So it just looked like it was mismatched, is what I'm trying to say. This fellow was on a walk, like not a leisurely walk. It seemed like one of those, like he's going for an exercise sort of walk because of the pants that he was wearing. The pants that he was wearing, this gentleman was wearing extremely tight pants, like really, really tight pants, like almost like, friggin' Lululemon pants, but for the ladies, what ladies wear to the gym, this fellow was wearing outside. And it's not that I don't care what you wear. I'm just saying objectively, I was amazed at the fact that I've never seen anything like it. It was incredible. And I asked myself, I'm like, is this gay? And I'm like, no, simply because like, okay, if you were like to look at his bottom half, you could have easily been like, that's a 30-year-old, that's a ass in it, that's a beautiful derriere, that's a beautiful, those are fucking, that's a pair of nice, that's a dumper right there, that's where them cakes at right there. Those are prime cakes right there. Those are, take those muffins out with, and dip it in the large mug of coffee any day of the week. You'll say that to yourself, but then you raise your head a little bit and then you see the torso, and the torso is just this 50-year-old man, and it's like, so you now have questions that are just like, you're like, how did this happen? How does, like, because that's when I realized we are all unique creatures. And not that I did it, it just made me more aware. It was one of those things that, like, man, there's just so much variety to people. You could have, some people are just like, you look at them and it's like, man, that's from toe to the tip of the forehead or the tip of the cock, that guy's all a guy. Fully, you can see the frame is all a dude. Or you see a lady curved out nicely, all laid. But sometimes people be, and I'm not saying like, I could easily, see anybody almost like falling into a category with like in different lighting or different setting and be like, man, that torso is like, full female legs, dude legs, or like the arms are fully female arms. But all I'm saying is, I don't even know what I'm saying. I'm just saying I'm a little bit confused in terms of how that happened. I think the fellow was fully aware of the fact that he's got like these, he had an ass on him. I don't know what to tell you. This guy, 50 years old, torso, 50-year-old, like typical 50-year-old torso. Legs, weird, out of this world. Good on you, sir. I'm so happy for you. Congratulations. Your lover, whether, your wife, your husband, whoever you're out there with, I'm sure is superbly satisfied with. And he knew, but he wasn't even like, because he's more mature about it. He's not like, he's wearing the pants, but he's not taking long strides for you to be like, oh wow, look at those like strides that are resembling, lunges a little bit. He's not lunging out there. He's just like strolling, but in, tight, extremely tight, and man had an ass on him. I don't know what to tell you. I'm just saying, objectively looking at it, confusing. Because if I didn't like look up and had just passed by, I would have totally thought that I saw a 30-year-old female ass that's fucking banging out of this world. But I did slightly lift my chin up and I'm like, whoa. And that's when the signals were just like, I was glitching, dude. I'm like, wait, oh, Matrix is fucking tearing apart right to pieces. It's not making any sense. What's going on here? Who's the man behind the curtain? Pull back the curtain. There is no man. It's a female, dude. And I just thought to myself, maybe it's not his regular biology. Maybe he got in some sort of freak accident. That's the only rational explanation that I could come up with. I'm like, there's no way somebody's been birthed into this reality with completely reg male torso, but noticeably female lower body, like just the curves and everything. It was weird, dude. It was weird. Just like imagine lady legs but on a male torso. It's weird in a good way. It's weird, and it's not weird is good. Weird is good. Weird is excellent. All I'm saying is it was just a little bit confusing, so I had to make sense of it, and my only way of rationalizing and being able to sleep at night with this knowledge is that he got into some sort of freak accident. Another person got into a freak accident. They died. Happened to be female, 30 years old, bottom half, fucking great. This guy just lost his fucking legs, and they fucking right there sewed it back together. Right there, half man, half woman. From the torso, male, legs, lady for days. Legs for days, those calves, the ass, everything. It must have been, that's the only way that I could actually fall asleep and make sense of it. There is no way that this man had regular torso, male torso, but female legs. Freak accident, maybe he was a lion tamer. Maybe the lions were good for the majority of the time, almost every, actually 99.99999% of the times the lions were really good. But one day, unexpectedly, the lion, surprise, surprise, got up and just chewed off this guy's legs. And he's just like, oh my God, my lions. I grew up with these lions. How could you do this to me? And the lion doesn't speak. That'd be weird. But if it were to be able to speak, it'd say, because I'm a fucking lion, man. That's what happens. You feed me steak one day. That's cute. You rub my belly the next day. That's great. We wrestle. I pretend like you're getting the best of me. Fantastic. 20 years goes by, no incidents. But one day, I'm gonna lion. And he lioned that one day. Ripped off his legs. Simultaneously. A lady lost her fucking torso. Legs only. Head, but the lady died because it was just head, legs, no torso. You lose the heart, head, brain connection. That's no bueno. So this guy got lucky, her loss, but his legs are, that's how he ended up with it. That's how I came up with the theory of how this man is existing out there in this regular, everyday, he's there doing his thing. Shout out to you, sir. And yeah, just odd. I'll say that. But whatever makes you happy, essentially, it's your body, and I love it. Whatever makes you happy. The point is, ladies and gentlemen, that I need to ask a question to everybody out there. Specifically gentlemen, but if you're a lady and you happen to know somebody who's a male friend, a relative, a boyfriend, a husband, doesn't matter. Are you out there, are you the type that stays hard no matter what? Do you stay hard under pressure? Are you having no difficulty at all staying erect? Do you, in your family, is there no such a thing as erectile dysfunction? Is that you've never experienced it personally, your dad never experienced it, your grandpa never experienced it? It's just, we are looking for people who are hard all the time and are not prone to losing their hardness or their horniness. Why? Because as a part of our mission to outer space, deep space exploration, working simultaneously with NASA and the International Space Agency and the International Space Program and the space agencies that are international and intergalactic, and the NASA and the everything in regards to space. We work with the big boys, and we're looking for you, sir, because we've been noticing that regular people, males specifically, who happen to do deep space exploration, happen to come back and experience erectile dysfunction. So you could say deep space is killing your horny, and that is no bueno, because after all, one of the main purposes of humans is to procreate, I think. So if you're going out there and we want you to be hard and you've passed all the tests, but then you get soft or go limp mid astro mission, that's no bueno. And then you come back and apparently your dick stays soft for decades if you don't, look after it. Apparently you could remedy this with some sort of antioxidants that, go ahead and fight the elements essentially. But what I'm trying to say is that we've got to, one, come up with preventative measures as to how we can battle this little, obstacle, challenge, if you will. Our male astronauts are getting soft, ladies. They're going in space and their dicks are not as hard as we'd like them to be. What I'd like to suggest, just putting out ideas on the table, have we thought about putting more porn on shuttles going into space? Because again, with all the suits, when you're layered up in suits, I know just from experience and going out into, Canadian winters can be harsh at times, and when you're bundled up, your peen just shrivels up like my peen wants to just put a turtleneck and earmuffs and not come out till next spring. And that's just regular life on planet Earth right here. So imagine going into deep space. Ladies, of course, you could never, ever, ever, ever understand the complexity, the challenges, the pain that comes with being a male. Only if there was a way that ladies could, when it comes to reproductive organs, I don't think anybody has more to say about what it means to experience sometimes pain. Okay, you got your periods, you give birth, whatever. But we go into deep space and we get ED. So, and that's way worse, clearly. How do we remedy this? Again, maybe make lighter astro suits so that the fellas aren't feeling so confined. Add porn to the shuttles, please. Ladies, if you're flying with male astronauts, do not be, should I not jerk him off? Should I, yes, always. If he's ready to go, if he's not ready to go, also just get in there, a couple of these. Fellas as well, whoever, whatever you're into. What I'm trying to say is that if we go in there with the mindset of getting hard from the get-go, staying hard, maintaining hardness, all the way, however long the mission is. It could be years. We could be 2 years in deep space. Bang out the missions, but always remember, you got 2 hands and a mouth and a vag and an ass. All this could be just all around, just maintain, because that's what it is. We were asking our guys to go out there and explore and be pioneers and sacrifice. Ask not what these guys have done for you. Ask, when was the last time you gave this guy head? Exactly. So please, remember that, and upon arrival, once you get back on Earth, to my male mastros, please, antioxidants to the gills, and just, massage. Just fucking beat it with ice. Cold plunge your dick, but then also sauna that bad boy. Cold plunge your dick only, sauna that bad. Cold plunge, sauna that bad. Slap it around a little bit like fish, like dead fish. Just slap it around a little bit. Spit on it, and then have the ladies look after you. Let ladies take good care of you guys out there, please. So if you're out there with extra hard dick that just won't go down, maybe you're a freak on planet Earth because they don't understand you, but we need you, homie, out there, maybe over there, all around. They need you out there somewhere. They need you. We need you. So stay hard, do not get discouraged, and it's gonna be awful difficult to get it. Also, stack up on Blue Chew, stack up on, run to the gas station, whatever no-name dick pills you can find, hoard them, hoard a whole bunch, fucking get bags, get lots of bags, and just fill up with lots of, all sorts of pills to get you rock hard Take them up there with you in the shuttle. Are these guys not taking Blue Chew in space? Give whatever the dosage is here on Earth, 10x it for the astronauts. Because I can't live knowing silent tears are going to be shed in deep space when men feel lonely, misunderstood, and are trying their best to get hard, but are finding that gravitational pull is a motherfucker. So please, let us be a little bit more considerate and be thankful together on this blessed day. Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, let us get a sip. Let us think of the ones that take the risks, the ones that go out there into the beyond, into the abyss, and say, we'll be right back. And we're like, yeah, you will. And then when they leave, we're like, man, I hope they can come back. So, shout out to those guys and gals. And hello to everybody else out there as well. There is a new emergence of certain clubs in and around the world, slowly just, they're called loneliness clubs, and apparently loneliness has become some sort of it's not, loneliness is as old as, we don't know, to be honest with you. We've looked into loneliness and how old it is. There's different theories, but nonetheless, it is fairly old. Hundreds of thousands of years, potentially millions of years old. But it's been remedied throughout history through different means. And right now, in the modern day, and today, in the future day, we are fighting loneliness with anti-lonely clubs or anti-loneliness clubs. I believe these are popping up, and there's different types. This is not just some sort of like high-end exclusive members only club. This is for the everyday folk who are finding themselves aging a little bit and finding that their social circles are shrinking like clothes that's been put in the dryer that's not meant to be put in the dryer. Shrinking like a penis that's not meant to go into cold water and be displayed after for everyone's pleasure. Not good. Why? Because it's shrinking like any object would shrink using a shrink ray. Shrinking like a turtle would shrivel up and shrink when it's met other new turtles. And sure, he's comfortable with most turtles, but new turtles sometimes make him a little bit extra self-conscious, so he shrinks inside his shell. Point is that it's shrinking. Your social circle. That's what I was trying to say. But don't be worried. Don't worry your pretty little face, you fucking gorgeous, sexy little bastards out there. Because I got you. Not physically, but like mentally, but emotionally, or sometimes even physically. Who knows? But there are these things called anti-loneliness clubs that are popping up, and you can pay membership fees, not too expensive. But also, but it's not the value it's not the amount of money that you're putting into this thing. It's the notion of putting money on it just made me think about this, and like the way our modern day society, as much as there's definitely pros in that. I definitely love the times we're living in now. Don't want to be living in any other time than this time right here, right now. I'll say that once, I'll say it a million times, and I said it before, and I'll say it again. And if I have to say it again, I'll fucking repeat myself. But it doesn't hurt to say it one more time, so I'll say it again. And if there was a time period that I had to choose to live in, it'd be right now. And sure, it'd be nice to travel to other time periods and get a glimpse of how magnificent things came about. But in terms of choosing when I want to be living, it's right here, right now with you. So if I said that once, I'll say it again. But if I have to repeat myself and say that again, then I'll say it again and again. But the point is, ladies and gentlemen, that our modern day times, as great as they are and as many advantages and benefits that there are for us out there in today's world, there's also some downsides sometimes, or there's not downsides, but there's just whatever. It's just what it is. It's what it is. Sometimes people are finding themselves getting lonely out there, and what they're doing right now, they're making clubs, and you got to go pay to essentially buy yourself friends, or maybe rent a friend, Or I don't know how it works, to be honest with you. All I know is you pay $200 and you get exposed to people who are your friends, which made me think this is borderline, this is, prostitution adjacent. This is, which I'm a fan of, by the way. But it did make me think, what, like, if you're paying somebody to be your friend, is that any different than paying for a lap dance, paying for somebody, suck your wiener, paying for somebody to give you a little bit of that finger action, give you a little bit of that, oh, let's go get this, oh, ladies' night, let's go get massages, whatever, let's have somebody come over. Is it any different than prostitution? I don't believe so, except for the obvious minor little details that some relations might involve sexual activities, whereas others might not initially involve sexual activities, but nevertheless, you hang out enough times, you loosen up a little bit, you have enough drinks, you smoke a little bit of this, you snort a little bit of that, you start opening up, months pass by, you're getting close, and inevitably you bang, you bone, you make it fucking, you make it splish, splash, sploosh, you make it slippery, you make it wet, you make it so that animals tune in and check you out as a way of combating the way humans watch animals mate on the Discovery Channel, because we do that, and now you provide an opportunity for animals to check out humans' mating habits. Essentially, you fuck. That's what I'm trying to get to. You bone, and you paid for all these friendship classes or friendship clubs. And my question, or it's not even a question, I'm just saying, how do you all feel about it? Could one put a price on friendship? Let's put it that way. What does it mean to have everything turn into a commodity? Are they really a friend if you have to pay for it? Does she really love you if you have to pay for it? Does he really love you if you have to pay for it? Can you buy love? And from an early age, I remember people telling you can't buy love, can't buy friendship, man. It's one thing, you can't buy good friendship, at least good friend. You could probably buy like third, fourth, fucking whatever, not like first, not like, if there was a tier system in friendship, you'd probably not be able to like purchase first tier level friendship, like not the best one. Like if a friend for purchase, although they might be professional, you know what? I take it back, because sometimes friends are real people. Let's say you murder a fella, or let's say you fucking, I don't know what you're up to out there, getting into all sorts of hijinks, but then you need somebody to cover for you. Maybe bring a professional outsider, pay him 10 grand, be a solid friend, let's bury this body. I don't know, because could you say that to your real buds? Is it fair to even put that on your real buds? As a real bud to a real bud, would you even want to put that on would you want to burden your friends? Are you, but then you're like, that's not a burden when you're family or family. When your friends are family and family is friends and friends and family are friends. So I don't know, it really depends on you, but could you put a price on friendship? The answer is, it's within you, of course, because I have no idea. But it is a thing. It's becoming, you do hear people, because of whether it's technological advancements, you're sitting behind computers more, you're on screens a lot of times, a lot of social interactions, people, and this is constantly going to be ramped up. So I just wonder the trajectory of our relationships, where are they going? Is everything going to be at one point, it's like, man, you want to see whoever, it could be a friend, it could be a parent, it could be whatever, you got to pay for it. And it's just like everything is, so essentially it's just like everybody's getting, turn into commodities, man. We're just getting into or not, or maybe this is opening up brand new doors because you pay like $200 initially. You go out with a whole bunch of new people, and then you figure out after going out for a bunch of different times that, you know what, we could just get together outside and not pay $200 and be friends, unless there's a stipulation that if you are to be found outside being friends without having paid for it, you are to be held accountable. How do we counteract this? I guess because that way the business would go down. If people are going outside and becoming friends for free, the business would plummet. Therefore, we could integrate some sort of AI robots where if they find you outside fucking socializing and shit, these AI bots will snatch your nads, dude, just right on your nuts. Oh, you're socializing without paying for it or something. We gotta calm, because it's a fucking business after all. Yeah, I want you to be friends, but it's a business. I can't have my business losing numbers. So if you're trying to become friends outside, there will be AI dogs released on your ass extremely quickly, promptly, dude, extremely quick, like fast, super fast. Try to socialize outside, you try to fucking loiter and solicit outside, I will have AI dogs on your ass, ripping you up to pieces, so that, you know, if you want to socialize, you do it in the club and you pay for it, god damn it, because I got a business and car payments are expensive. So I don't want to do that. I don't want to release my AI dogs. They're good. They can dance too. You can come around and watch them dance. They dance really well, synchronized dancing. Good boy. Good boy. Stay. The point is, ladies and gents, that hate rhymes are on the rise. I've not seen or heard of hate rhymes, but apparently it's a thing. I overall like all sorts of rhyming, not, but I do like uplifting people myself, everybody included. I like positive rhymes. I'm not a big fan of hate rhymes, unless it's like a diss track, but I don't even know, I'm sorry, my producers are telling me that it's hate crimes are on the rise. Anybody could have easily misunderstood that, and yeah, of course that would make sense after everything but we need to, also not a fan of hate crimes, but I'll say this, how do we fight hate crimes? By perhaps replacing them with hate rhymes, way better than hate crimes. But if you're thinking, how do we combat hate crimes? More or less in the same way that we tackled people going out there and trying to socialize without having to pay for it. If you are out there thinking of committing hate crimes against anyone, yourself or any group out there, I will release an AI dog on your ass so fast, and you thought you can unlock their jaws? Good luck. 4,000 pounds of it'll smash and crash your bones into powder. If you're thinking of committing hate crimes out there, I think that's one way that we could potentially. So literally, and it's fair game to anybody. You go out there committing against anyone, AI bots, dude. And yes, they're great at parkour, but also watch yourself. Boys and girls, ladies and gents, I do want to say that it is Friday. It's time to be a little bit thankful. I am, of course, in this time, I'm thankful for realsies, for family, for friends, for humanity, for comedy. And this is in no particular order for me, but for comedy, I'm extremely thankful. I'm extremely thankful for so many great, wonderful people doing wonderful, amazing things in their own particular, beautiful way, for being great, gorgeous, sexy motherfuckers out there doing things. I'm genuinely thankful for that. One love, peace, love, and prosperity for all. Also, thankful for all y'all's out there, in here's too, in my hearts. I just want to say, it's Friday. Whatever you're doing out there, take a little bit of time. Whatever you may be thankful for, finding out that you have a third functioning nipple. It's functioning. All this time you thought it was not functioning until recently you got pregnant, found out that it can actually lactate. What a blessing. Now, instead of having 2 sore nipples, you could have 3 lesser sore nipples, because you can distribute the baby using your nips as a, whatevs. Do you know what it is? So, less soreness because you got more nips to go around. So you can be thankful for that. You could be thankful for ancient Egyptian stories, like finding out that apparently one time or another, thousands of years ago in ancient Egypt, a god got upset or angry at his mother, ripped off his mother's head. His brother then came and found that his other brother had ripped off their mother's head. They got into a fight, hustled and tussled and wrestled, and ended up in bed, and one of the brothers ended up sodomizing the other brother who had ripped off his mother's head, and in some sort of, retaliation, the one that got sodomized went on and jizzed on lettuce and fed it to his brother who had sodomized him, and the brother who did the sodomizing ended up getting pregnant with that ingestion of lettuce topped with sperm or semen. You could be thankful for that. The moral of that story is that ancient Egypt was wild, and aren't you glad that you're living in these times? Because, we've definitely, I'm not quite sure if, I don't want to say that we're constantly evolving. Sure, we do have we have moments where might have lost certain things, but we're gaining them once again. And right now, pretty good times, because, if you get into, you could easily, we could all talk, we could all, hug it out, we could all forgive, we could all learn to appreciate each other's differences, and we don't need to go to drastic measures like jizzing on lettuce to get our, fellow, and this could be either, it could be biological brother or anybody really out there, which makes you think, was ancient Egyptian sperm like fucking super strong so that it got males pregnant through ingestion? How does that work? But then again, they were gods, so it might be that if it's a story, I wasn't there. All I'm saying is, who knows? I'm personally thankful for this life being so mysterious, so wonderful, and there's so many things to learn and discover together. That's what I'm thankful for. I'm thankful for this ride right here. So thank you for being a part of my life and letting me be a part of yours. This little ship is sailing each and every day. One day it's calm currents and nothing to worry about. The next day, holy shit, look at the fucking waves. Thousands of feet long, my God. And we get through those together as well. So I hope you all have a wonderful Thanksgiving out there. Thanksgiving out there. Out there. If you're celebrating, be sure to, spend quality time with yourselves and your family members. And again, where can you find these videos? On fucking Instagram. And chopped up into little pieces, dude. Fucking ready to go. Just pop it in your mouth. Or rather, turn it on and consume it with your eyes and ears. And follow me there if you like. Subscribe on YouTube so you get the full-length videos. What? Full-length videos on YouTube? Amazing. Dropped every week, and there's tons of stories and random stuff out there for you to check out in the catalog, in the library. And then you're like, man, is there anywhere else where we can support the show fiscally, financially, where we could give back a little bit and watch the growth of the show? Watch extra lighting. Watch equipment start to accumulate. Watch the compound grow and expand. Watch people come in and be if you want us to grow and you'd like to eventually one day see guests. My promise to you is that I will take all the funds and get the best of the best, from regular everyday folks to the folks that cannot be found anywhere. And instead of just having them on the podcast or the show or part of my life and me being part of their life for a brief moment, I will, each time I have a guest in the future, should that ever be a part of the show, I will capture these guests and I will put them in cages and I will collect them one by one. I'll stack them on top of one another. Because a lot of times you have shows where people go to other people's shows or they collaborate, but it's just a one-time thing. But what I'm promising to you is that I will take all the funds and put these guests, future guests, in cages. And I will lock them up. And I'll feed them not the best quality of food, but something so that they maintain not, high levels of health. They're alive, they'll be alive. And so that every once in a while I could just like tilt the camera over and be like, look, it's, so-and-so's here. And you'd be like, oh my God, I can't believe it. It's like 8 months. Are you ever going to let him go? And that's the thing. I just keep collecting. I will keep collecting and collecting and collecting, and I will build more cages for more guests. And eventually, by the time in, 120 years when this is all said and done, and I'm just a brain floating in some sort of preservative liquid hooked up to some sort of a AI, fucking collective conscious. I'm just like, and at that point, I'm just a brain in a jar, consuming with everybody, everything. And we've already, like, it's going to be a thing. It's going to be self-reflective. It's going to be a cooperative. It's going to be teamwork. But it's also going to be like, man, we never thought about actually like putting guests in cages, but there's a first for everything, never been done before. And I'm making that promise right here, right now. You want to see growth? You want to see, you're like, how did you know? Because I know what, I believe in my heart of hearts when people talk and people say they want certain things. I think it's just a matter of listening. So I love you. Thank you for all the love and support. I'll see you guys back here again next week. Rock and roll out there. Fucking go get it. Stay litty. Love you all. Take good care. Peace out.